tell you all about. Pharaoh has actually a winning record over Marcus, but Marcus, I don't know. He beat Jackal, so I think he has a very, very solid case for his own.
I mean, we are starting this game off with a couple of up tilts into that up air, and a couple things to be note for here, Marcus, is that egg, because you can't just reflect it with that bucket, and it's not absorbable, unfortunately. But as much as Yoshi has aerial combos, so does Game & Watch. That Nair can carry for so long and soak in that back air.
Definitely true. Pharaoh's being very careful. He knows that he can't overextend too much. He's waiting for the perfect moment to try to punish Marcus, but it is the Mr. Game & Watch who manages to get a little bit of extra damage done right off the bat, equalizing things rather quickly. The air dodge doesn't get punished by the grab, but he still gets to punish him just a little bit with the fire department, the up B, the panic there to try to not only get off me, but also try to find a better reposition. I missed the stream earlier. Did Jackal actually go out? Yes, Bins. It was actually Marcus here, the Mr. Game & Watch, who managed to defeat Jackal. If he went PT? No, he went Wolf. Sorry about that. I misread your question.
Ooh, big up to the up air there for Pharaoh, and that's a stock on Marcus, and that's a big disadvantage about Game & Watch. He may be the most notorious character in the air, but he is light himself, like paper.
Definitely, and Yoshi hits extremely hard, so it could be a very interesting contrast here, where Game & Watch wants to be airborne, but that's exactly where Yoshi could hurt him the most, so that's exactly what happens here. Careful, goes all the way down. That Nair is going to allow Yoshi to add a little bit of extra pressure on the recovery, and look at him go getting, he almost gets dunked there. That could have been extremely scary. Instead gets chefed, but of course, the armor on Yoshi's flutter jump will allow him to just go out unscathed. Maybe a little bit of damage, but that's not a lot to worry about.
I actually believe that shell was submissive. I think he wanted to see the judge there, but I think even if it did hit that 9, I think the flutter jump would have armored through it. Which
maybe.
He's trying to, okay, maybe he's trying to chef now that I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm just speaking on a misconception.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he is throwing Chef. I mean, we really won't know for sure until something happens, something meaningful or impactful happens. But the only impactful thing here is actually Yoshi's Nair, just being an absolute beast and so hard to deal with for Mr. Game & Watch out of shield, despite the fact that he has one of the best moves, that up B, that not only has an incredible hitbox, but also quite quick, allowing him to reposition whenever. Great juke, great mobility from Pharaoh, who's just putting out a lot of pressure, and Marcus is struggling with it.
Must be quite aware of Pharaoh and that side B, because sometimes he just misputs the side B going for like an upward angle on the egg throw, which actually ended up working out for him in that scenario, because you actually managed to juke out Marcus's movement. And unfortunately, I think you're in a position now with your Pharaoh where you can probably start gaining stage control before Marcus tries to go something big like that up smash.
For sure. Now watch out, because Marcus is struggling quite a lot. He's still in his last stock. The pressure is on because he's very close to getting rid of this Pharaoh's second stock, but it's just not happening quite yet, and it's just racking up damage with the egg lay there. Unfortunately for the Yoshi, he wasn't able to punish him, but I'm not sure. I mean, that's the second time it happens. Like he lays him in an egg, but he throws an egg to the opposite direction, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but still, Yoshi means he doesn't need to be concerned too much about what he does, because, I mean, those out-of-shield nairs are still working flawlessly for this Yoshi.
And they are, that's the scenario, and we're seeing a whole lot of bombs being rained down from Marcus. None of them are unfortunately landing, as Pharaoh's on 173% at max rage. Ret back here, unfortunately none of them took the stock. More eggs are being thrown to flutter jump. Just enough to take the stock.
That was actually quite nice from Marcus, throwing out a Hail Mary that actually paid off on his favor. Now watch out, because Pharaoh is out for blood. He wants to chase him down. Careful, here goes for the judge. He unfortunately gets the number one. That was extremely bold of this Mr. Game & Watch, and gets absolutely ground pounded to the death. That's going to be game number 1. Remember, for those of you at home, this is going to be a best of 3, if I'm not mistaken. It will only be best of 5 until losers finals, being the semifinals. There's only one more opportunity for Marcus to bring this back. And again, as I said earlier, The sets played between these competitors has amounts for 28. 18 of those, 18 of which Pharaoh has been the victor. So Marcus has a daunting task ahead of him because not only does he need to break a little bit of the curse that he has against Pharaoh, but also he has only one game to do it.
I'm actually now curious about the whole egg lay into the up B, egg throw. I think it might be for positioning reasoning. You want to angle yourself for a move like there, but I guess we'll never really know for sure. That's actually what he wants to do. Because the high percents I can understand because it's a little harder for people to mash out of the egg.
Right.
But early percents kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe it's a bit of a misinput. I really wouldn't know at this point, and maybe there's not much use on dwelling into it. But I mean, it's the option that he's taking. It so far, it's been working out to some degree. At least he's not getting punished. Again, the crown jewel of Yoshi's toolkit in this matchup specifically has been that nair. So, I mean, that's the moneymaker right there. Unfortunately for Pharaoh, Marcus actually putting a lot of pressure on this Yoshi, almost getting cogged the aerial drift there. Barely managed for that Yoshi to avoid the up smash that was just looming there to get that stock.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate there. The forward air into up air, not going to catch him. It's just a little too high for that liking and that tail, because unfortunately this was not high enough to reach Mr.Game watch on that positioning here. More projectiles being thrown, the bomb finally explodes in front of the dinosaur. We're seeing more eggs being thrown, but the back air, not enough to just take the stock off the flutter jump.
Yeah, very interesting. Gets another opportunity. The pressure is on. Marcus is just doing phenomenally. Dash attack finally does it. Just barely over 100%. That's still something that this Mr. Game & Watch could definitely play with. It's nothing that he could. Oh, that was such a great read. Unfortunately, he hit the air upon that perfect and flawless spot dodge from Pharaoh, who still manages to survive, not quite being able to take that stock. That's gonna be a star. Ooh, okay, I thought it would be. It would be.
It's too early for Sam. I don't think I was gonna get anywhere soon.
The rage. You never know. You never know. Game & Watch is kind of broken.
Nope, not as broken as Yoshi up there.
That's true.
But now we're going to see Marcus losing his first stock. He has a decent advantage right now against Pharaoh, seeing in all those projectiles. Gets to get the attack, unfortunately, and now Marcus has to find out how you're going to get the stock, because a lot of your tools that you usually get the combo off with, the up B, maybe the forward will get the stock, but it's a little bit of a slow descent on that bomb, and yeah, you get a hit there, but you're also relying on things like the smash attacks over your back air.
Yeah, and I'm also seeing a lot of evasive, very successful evasive maneuvers from Marcus. Like, he's just drifting back quite effectively. He's being extremely patient. He's not landing upon what Pharaoh wants him to, where he wants him to be, but that doesn't matter to a Yoshi. An aggressive Yoshi will always find a way. He barely avoids getting eaten up by that egg lay, but still struggling quite a bit to find the stock here, because even though he is connecting very meaty hits, they're just not affording him the stock just yet. And again, Pharaoh will recover. You want? I got something to cook. I can cook those eggs. I don't care. And just like that, Marcus gets yet another lead. I mean, he's not too far behind, but he still has a very sizable lead.
That was really scary for Pharaoh to go for that corner as soon as Marcus hit the up B button. That could have been disastrous. But unfortunately for Pharaoh, that did not connect, unfortunately. And now we're going to see if Marcus can finally just to get back into this game with the aerial combos. Pharaoh needs something big, and I don't know how quick he'll need it, because he's currently in disadvantage.
Yeah, so far Marcus has been playing flawlessly. Every single bit of pressure that he's put out is perfect. Like, everything seems calculated. Like, nothing seems like he's overdone it. Like, everything it's really good to put Pharaoh into a further uncomfortable situation. Stock's just not disappearing just yet, and Pharaoh keeps on tanking damage, which every good Yoshi should. 85%, it's definitely a lot. I'll be the first one to say it, but it's not something that a good Yoshi couldn't bring back. Like, Yoshi can be quite explosive. One entry could be enough to try to take a stock with a good read and the rage that has built up. So I don't know, maybe Pharaoh brings it back.
He is bringing it back right now. You know, those
He
aerials
is.
are putting in the work. The up airs and the airs.
Oh, no
Back
way.
air into the forward smash. That
No
really
way.
is going to do it.
Híjole, es que I'm telling you, dude, the way that Pharaoh plays is just absolutely insane. That's going to be the set, I believe. And Pharaoh feels absolutely like feeling himself. Like just, I mean, I did tell you, Pharaoh, I was a high percentage, but that's exactly what he wanted because Rage was enough to make sure that a good string in the perfect percentage, the perfect read was enough to absolutely decimate that last stock. And Pharaoh will keep on moving. His losers finals opponent is going to be Marvel, the Palutena that we saw earlier in winners finals.
I was about to point out, I'm a little surprised that drag down back air into forward smash was
That's
actually
insane.
how that set ended.
That was
you know.
insane.
For a while, it looked like Marcus had, probably forced this set into a game 3, but instead, we're going to be able to see Pharaoh come back, not force a game 3, and now punch his ticket to see Marvel in that losers final.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun because I mean, to be fair, Mateo was actually the one who sent Pharaoh to losers. So Pharaoh already had a taste of what Palutena can do, but now we're gonna be doing it with Marvel, who was actually the one who lost against Mateo. So this is gonna be a perfect warm up for Pharaoh into grand finals if he still keeps this momentum. He's playing flawlessly, so I mean he has a pretty solid attempt. Okay. Something happened in production,
Oh, no.
but we'll figure it out. I guess. But again, I'm excited to see what Pharaoh has in store for Marvel, who's currently, I do believe, stepping up into the. Wait. So wait. So now I'm confused.
What's going on? Why is there? I think they're checking the monitor actually. Oh, they're gonna replay the last stock. Oh, wait.
No
Oh, that-
way. No way. Really?
Really?
No way.
The monitor cut out mid-set, and Marcus didn't have a monitor.
But oh, I see. Oh, híjole, I don't know. Híjole, okay, that's wow. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. Because, I mean, you could argue, right? I mean, this is just playing devil's advocate. You could argue that, I mean, the string was there. You know, the string happened.
But now apparently, now we got a redo apparently because technological issues are why we can't have the hype moments.
Well, that was insane, but yeah, I mean, at least we get to relieve it once again, right?
I mean, this is Marcus's literal lifeline right now. He got the prayer from God, maybe from Goddess Valentina herself, that he'll have the second chance, and he needs to be able to take advantage of this because if he does it, his tournament is over.
Maybe. And you know what? I'm not upset, but I'm concerned because, I mean, Pharaoh had like 90% on him. And I don't want to say like that's like a determining factor, but I mean, it did help with that string. The rage was right. The percentages were right. Like everything lined up. So now that we're going to start clean with this last stock for both of them, it's not going to work that way. So we are going to basically look into what could have been an alternate dimension of the results, whether Marcus brings it back or Pharaoh just does the repeat.
Another side beat goes in here, just goes really across stage, and has Marcus just running across the stage. And so far, this is looking a little better for Marcus, but he still needs to be careful because obviously we saw that back air dragged out into forward smash. That could just end games quickly. Yoshi's power is detrimental against a Light Link character like Game & Watch. And then the back air comes out. I think he needs an edge guard, but unfortunately, with Yoshi, you're unlikely to see an edge guard against Yoshi.
That's true. Also, we're looking a little closer to what we had earlier. I mean, Yoshi on high percentages. Oh, he's going for the dunk instead. He's sent flying. Very luckily for Marcus, he gets to survive for just a little bit longer.
Oh my god, that down smash just barely caught him in the air. Unfortunately, not gonna get the berry. And now we're at scrapping moments, and any hit could be the last hit. And God, this is going to be intense. Marcus's lifeline has been used, and it's being used to great effect.
Another opportunity for Pharaoh to recover against the up B, very close to the blast zone, and we're going into what could have happened, and it's exactly what Marcus wanted. We're going into game number 3. Pharaoh seems a little disappointed. I need to point that out. He's shaking his head no. trying to forget about what happened and focus on what he has in front of him. He needs to keep that same level of composure and bring back his A game in order to move over to losers finals. I mean, he had it there, but now he has to do it again. 3 stocks for each competitor, and we're going into the final game of loser semifinals.
Yeah, and this is just something that Pharaoh has to shake off because if he doesn't, that's just going to allow Marcus to get back into the set and then heal the set and rank against Marvell. And I bet you, as much as we all hate the technological issue granting Marcus the life lane, you know, there are probably some Marcus fans in the chat liking this opportunity.
Where they at? Where they at?
It also depends on like who you're talking about because sometimes the better player can win. Sometimes technology just says no.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just like smash things, you know? Like sometimes you just a jank interaction. You really never know, but I do want to know where those fans are. Whether you're rooting for Pharaoh, whether you're rooting for Marcus, we need to see you right now in chat because this is the lifeline, as you mentioned, the last opportunity that Marcus had, and he's making the most out of it so far. Good punishes, both forcing grabs on the shield and forcing, again, Pharaoh to be on a back pedal. Those perfect tomahawks there to punish him. Pharaoh win. There you go. Not there. You see, we're seeing people in chat, and actually, you might not know this, but it boosts your favorite contender. Whenever you root for them in chat, they get a boost in dopamine as well.
Depending on who you're talking to, obviously.
Yes.
Seeing mostly the same adaptations that Marcus has been able to do, though, because like he's applying the safe pressure with that up B with the forward. So, you know, he's throwing out aerialistic pressures that Pharaoh's just currently struggling to deal with. Oh, that's an ambitious edge guard, but thankfully the parachute was able to make that unpunished.
Yeah, that was super scary. I mean, Pharaoh tried to make the most out of it. He's backpedaling quite a lot. Like he's just fading back whenever possible. He goes in with an aggressive hitbox, but he immediately walks back to avoid getting punished because it's I mean, Marcus has been playing quite aggressively, quite effectively as well, barely missing out on punishes, and that's costing Pharaoh quite a lot. I mean, he's over 170%, so that's gotta be scary. I mean, he could still take this stock, but he needs a great read in order for that to happen.
Yeah, we're seeing a more of a laid-back approach from Pharaoh. You know, he is starting to stay right the stocks, but that's a max range up there. That's because they give him the lead, but now it's Marcus's turn to potentially even this up because if he doesn't, that's good to know that down throw actually takes a stock on the bottom, at the top platform. You don't see that every day.
Not at all. Careful here though, because those low percentages combos on Yoshi could be quite interesting, especially with those nairs. Reflecting the X has been quite effective, at least in this what could have been reality. And Marcus is just playing phenomenally, just forcing Pharaoh into backpedaling quite a lot and reflecting his projectiles, forcing him to either think twice before throwing them or just being ready to react, which can be quite scary. And maybe you're not up to the task sometimes. Great back here. That stock is gone, and this reversal is looking very possible, Supernova.
Yes, it is, and that's actually a really good attempt for Marcus to go for that edge guard because he knew Pharaoh was just laying back on the ledge because he has the flutter jump, he has the up piece air stall. And are we going to see a freeze? Oh, we do see a freeze, actually. I actually got the wrong thing in my mind. I got it.
That's super funny that you did get it. And also, Pharaoh trying to go for the hardest of reads, gets the dunk. Wow. It's not over yet. 40% is absolutely nothing for the Yoshi. Trying to fight the Nair with a flutter kick. Oh, he's waking up. He's adding up a lot of extra pressure, but he's eating up lots of damage because of it. So he's trying to reverse those egg lays. That's what he's been trying to do to get a little bit of extra damage on the mash out. Unfortunately, that has not been the case until now. So now we know what he was trying to do.
Oh, no. I mean, at least this time we're not going to get this set overwritten by a technological issue, but
unless...
This is just big for Marcus. He's taking that life lane. He might see Marvell. Pharaoh not out of it just yet. You gotta see a high recovery here for Marcus. And we're seeing neutral once again. Yeah, it's just like coming down to a couple of bomb lays as an egg lay. Let's get the damage on. Doesn't quite get it. There's the parry into the up B.
That's scary.
It is scary. Another forward air. This is even. This is another high recovery. Cirque, I don't know who's going to win this.
At this point, you really don't know because they're both fishing for the hard reads. Unfortunately for Marcus, he commits a little too much, and it allows Pharaoh to just go in for the sweep, for the up smash to take that stock. Pharaoh points out at the monitor, I mean, he's like, hey, I want to play on separate monitors. And you know what? I mean, it's hard, right? Because having your opponent right next to you and having that pressure of being like, okay, listen, I won, but not really. It can mess up. Right now he's smiling, which is very good. I mean, you can see in his body language like how he's releasing tension.